Colin Dixon with nScreen Media, and I'm at NAB 2017 at the Verizon Digital Media Services booth, and I'm talking to Jason Friedlander, who is Director of Marcom Communications, and Tony Huidor, who is VP of Product and Ops at Cinedigm, because they're doing some really fascinating things with linear, changing things up a lot with linear. So, Tony, tell us about what you're doing with Dove Channel and virtual channels. What are you doing with virtual channels?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been using Verizon's uplink service for the last year. We recently launched a linear channel using their platform where we essentially take a catalog of VOD assets and create a linear experience, and it's programmed 24/7 and run on our channel. As an extension of that, we've seen great success with it. We've seen consumption is consistently one of our top 5 performing services on our channel. We're extending that to include a Dove Kids channel that we just announced this past week that we're looking to launch using uplink as well.
So you're actually putting this channel together on the fly from a set of different assets, right? So it's like a playlist?
It's essentially like a playlist. We import our film catalog and our television content into uplink. We essentially have all the VOD assets as building blocks. We're able to use their service to essentially construct a playlist or a timeline, including interstitials, house ads, and any other components that we want to stick in between each episode. And then we can program it weeks, months in advance, and it just runs itself.
So, Jason, does this mean that there's lots of discontinuities between each of the segments, or is this nice? How do you keep it all smooth, like it's just like a linear channel?
Well, that's the beauty of our system is, when we kind of first came up with this idea at Uplink, it was we wanted to see how we can take the technology we were using for ad insertion and stitching things together to really create new experiences for content owners. And it works no different than dynamic ad insertion. All the content's encoded the same way, all using our platform, and we're just able to stitch any chunk after any chunk together. So it works really well for something like this. And it really lets them experiment and try new things and try new products at very little risk, I would assume, to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the advantages from the user experience, especially when they're viewing it on a mobile device, it's a seamless experience. You don't get the buffering, you don't get the loading when you're loading an ad or a Barker ad or a house ad or anything else that we include in it. It's just seamless like a television experience, and it's allowed us to launch a channel relatively quickly, and as Jason said, with very little investment.
Now, you're also doing some interesting things with ConTV, which is your solution for fandom. And there you're doing actual live broadcasting. How are you working with Verizon on ConTV?
In that case, we will take an asset or a VOD title that we have in our catalog, and we'll stream it through our service. And in studio, we essentially have talent come in and speak or talk about the creation or the filming of the film while the users are viewing both of the feeds at the same time.
So is this really difficult to execute, Jason? It sounds really complicated. Is it complicated to put this together?
You have to ask him. I'll tell you it's easy, right? Because you're using our tools. But I would assume that's the beauty. Again, it's low risk, it's software based, and they can kind of just do things they want to do on the fly.
Yeah, absolutely. Like anything, doing it the first time is the hard part. Getting it up and running, figuring out the quirks and the idiosyncrasies of getting it to work. But once you have it up and running, it's 30 minutes to prep it. It's very easy to get.
So it's very fast and very easy to do. So you can be really responsive.
And with a very small team, like we've managed to launch these channels with a relatively skeleton crew. We essentially assign specific roles of what's needed, but it's mainly traditional video, audio guys, and they come in and make it happen.
So that's really exciting. Cinedigm is expanding fast. I hear that you're doing pretty well with your subscription services.
Our OTT services continue to grow. We've started syndicating our channel across other partners such as Amazon. We've seen good traction there. It's validated what we've been working on. It really shows that there's a demand for our niche service. There's definitely a clear proposition, value proposition that the consumers are really sort of liking.
Jason,
I love this approach. I love the niche approach. Are you seeing this going a lot in the market?
Yeah, and this is what we always talk about kind of when we get together is the personalization, the niche markets. They don't need millions of people to go watch the stream. I'm sure they'd love it, but they don't need that to be profitable when we offer them tools that are easy to use and their content's already encoded, right? Their content's already prepped and ready to go, so why not experiment try these new offerings, try these new things that can really start to either generate revenue if they ever do it ad supported, or in this case, more brand loyalty to the subscriber base that they want to publish to.
So this is fantastic. I love the niche approach. This is what the web does best.
Exactly.
And it's great to hear that you're doing new innovative services together.
Absolutely.
So thanks, guys, and have a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been Colin Dixon with nScreen Media.